Good morning and happy Monday to you. My name is LaShonda Brown, and welcome to Bootstrap Biz Advice Live, where I teach service providers how to work less and live more by leveraging tech and YouTube. If this is your first time here, I want you to know that your likes help get this content in front of more people. So if at any point you find the information valuable, make sure that you like it, whether you are watching it live or watching in the replay. I'm super excited to share with you that I have gained 722 subscribers since the beginning of the year. So if you are like the 80% of people who come to the channel, get a ton of value, but actually never hit the subscribe button, I would love for you to subscribe. When you do that, that helps to increase my vanity metrics and shows the brands that I partner with that people love to learn from me. So if you enjoy learning, I love your likes, but I would also be super grateful for you to subscribe to the channel. So just wanted to give you that quick reminder. Now, way back when, I used to ask you all a question of the day, and that is a great way to boost engagement on the content. So today's question is, do you currently use AI in your business? This is the topic of the day. This is what we're going to center around all of our education, and I really want to know where you currently are. So if you are using AI, let me know in the comments. If you're not using AI, let me know. And even if you're watching in the replay, I want to get a pulse on where you guys are with that. So if you are using AI, any type of AI in your business, let me know in the comments. Now, I need to get in the habit of keeping you up to date on what we're doing inside of the membership. So what I want to do now is hop on over to some of the things we have coming up so that you are in the know. If you go to bootstrapbizadvice.com, this is the desktop version of the app. I have to keep reminding you all that we actually have an app available in the App Store and the Play Store. So whether you are using an iPhone or an Android, you can download Bootstrap Biz Device on your phone and you can learn from me even more than what you're learning on the YouTube channel. The difference is you're in a smaller environment and you get more access to me. Now, I am getting in the habit of hosting some free events to give you all a taste of what I do. And then there are 2 membership tiers based on what you would like to learn. So if you go to the community tab, you are going to see the back end of how we communicate with each other. It is very similar to the vibe that you would get in Slack. For instance, it's so much more organized than a Facebook group. And this is the main reason why I chose Uscreen. I am able to DM my members. I can have different threads to organize the content, and I can create a Netflix style subscription without having to use another app. So everything is in one spot. So this is what it looks like. I actually prefer using the community tab on my cell phone. So again, if you are a member and you haven't downloaded it yet, it makes it so much easier for you to get that information. If you go to the calendar tab, there is actually a free event in March. So this will be next Monday at 4 p.m. I will be hosting a free co-working session where you can plan your Q2 content with me directly in the app. So this is for paying members. This is for people who have just downloaded it to watch my free YouTube workshops. You have to go in the app and RSVP. I am not doing this in StreamYard at all. So if you want to participate in this, you do not have to be on camera. All you will do is go on the app, log in, hit calendar, say you're coming, and then you will get notified from Uscreen when I go live next Monday. So this will be fun. I want to do this more often. So definitely check that out if that's something you're interested in. If you're also a Canva user, I have an event coming up for free in April where I'm going to debrief you on the things that were released at Canva Create. I will be flying to LA for that event. And so I will have the inside scoop on what is new inside of the Canva dashboard. So if you would like to participate in that, again, it is not going to be hosted anywhere else. It will be directly in the app. So you'll need to make sure that you log in and RSVP. All right. So the other thing I want to let you know is I'm testing something out and I'd like to take you guys behind the scenes. I would love to see members join specifically because of the live streams. Uscreen let me know that the interface is getting an update. I'll be able to post vertical content inside of Uscreen as well. And the way I want to use that is to basically pull over what I've been doing in Buy Me a Coffee, and every single template that I had there, I want to add a video component. So I am going to put more and more emphasis on driving traffic to the app. So I'm not going to stress about shopwithshondabrown.com. I'm not going to stress about Buy Me a Coffee. I really want most people to join me in the app. And so I am now offering 15% off annual plans if you use the code LIVE15. Okay. So that way I can track, did you join my membership specifically because you watch my live streams? Now, I highly recommend, if you want to join Bootstrap Biz Advice as a member, that you start as a star student. The reason why is because that is $10 a month. It's super low pressure and it allows you to get a taste for what I do essentially behind the paywall. You get access to the app. You'll be able to join all of our monthly workshops. You'll get instant access to all the replays from the past. And if you decide that you want more one-on-one help with me as you work out your content marketing strategy, you can always upgrade to being a Bootstrap creator. So I'm encouraging more and more people, if you want to invest in me, if you want to get started, start as a star student, and I would hope over time that you would upgrade to being a Bootstrap creator. A Bootstrap creator is only $50 a month, so it's really not that expensive. I just saw a friend of mine who just doubled the price of her membership. So this is really on the low end of what people are offering for coaching memberships, but I want to make sure you guys know all of that is available there. So as I look in the comments, I see some of my members here. Camille is here. She said, good morning. Renee is here. Camille said, I signed up for a few virtual classes at Canva Create. Excited to see what you bring back. Yes, we have gotten a list of what they are hoping to roll out, but literally it will not be finalized until we get closer to it. So there's some stuff that may make the cut and others that won't. So I'm definitely excited because they really have gotten so much buy-in across the world that they're able to pull off even bigger things than what they've done in the past. So I think that's super exciting. All right, my friends. So that's our housekeeping out of the way. Our topic today is how to launch a new offer in the age of AI. I'm giving you all the behind the scenes look of my next offer that I will be launching. If at any point you simply want to tip me because you find the information valuable, you can scan the QR code and go to Buy Me a Coffee and leave me a little note letting me know what you learned. That'd be awesome. So I will keep that up at the entire time. Even if you never become a member, if you simply want to invest in me, that is a very simple way to do it. All right. Now, I think that there are some preconceived notions that I want to get out of the way before I start screen sharing and showing you how my offer is set up. I did an interview with Honeybook. I guess it may be at least a year, maybe more. And we talked about the impact of AI on small business, and so much has changed since that interview. I am still a huge proponent for not overcommitting to the use of AI. I think that people rely on it almost too much in some cases. And so although I am a tech educator and I am all for tech resources, I do think that there needs to be more human components in a lot of businesses than there are. So the first thing I want you to know is that AI has changed the way people think about business more than it's actually changed the business. And I think that's an important thing to note. In my own personal life where I live, they decided to build a film school. And I remember for my husband's video production company, as soon as people thought that they could get cheap labor from college students, it immediately changed their thought process as to the value of video production. In their mind, it's like, okay, well, Facebook Live has come out and now I can stream from my cell phone. The film school is right down the street. So someone's going to want to like work for next to nothing. And so the thought of paying us thousands of dollars for a video felt like a really big reach, versus before they had no problem with it. And it was simply because of the thought of being able to get something cheaper or faster. So the more AI features that come out, the more people market the speed at which you can type something into ChatGPT and get it back, the more people seem to think that things can just be done with the power of AI. In a lot of cases, AI is not smart enough to accomplish that task. But the thought that there could be an AI tool out there has changed the way people think about small business. And so that is actually what you are after way more than things have really changed. That people, some industries, people have been replaced. I mean, you think about, I just went to Kroger this morning, the amount of lanes at Kroger that are now self-checkout versus a cashier. There are way fewer cashiers working at Kroger than there used to be because of the introduction of those machines. So I understand the reality that machines and machine learning can take the place of human beings, but it also puts even more value on industries where human beings are involved. People are now more interested in done with you and done for you than DIY. Because of AI. And these are all my opinions. Okay. So I'm not quoting sources because these are my original thoughts. But I believe that because people have that mindset that, oh, AI can do this for me, people are way more interested in, oh, can you walk alongside me and do things with me? Or can you just straight up do it? Because I don't have the time. Okay. So as you start to think about your offers, people are not as interested in just DIY stuff. Here's all the information, you go do it yourself. They're interested in some type of human interaction because in their mind, if I just wanted to DIY on my own, I would use AI for that. So people are putting way more value in these programs that come with some type of coaching or community component. They're not just buying courses because you got YouTube where people are creating high quality content and giving it away for free. You got platforms like Udemy and Skillshare. And so there's no shortage of information. So just teaching someone how to do it isn't enough to differentiate yourself. And so creating more and more offers where people have to DIY is actually shooting yourself in the foot and not reading the room. Okay. So I'm just being real with you. This is the way things are actually changing. You're not fighting against robots or machine learning. You are fighting against perception of value. And so we have to understand what people find valuable in order to get people to buy from us. We can't use the same old playbook because things have changed. Okay. We're playing a new game now. And so we've got to update our thought processes. AI cannot give you a sense of belonging, which is why communities and memberships are on the rise. You got to think about things like what I've got. I'm leveraging tech. I have a website for my community. I have a app in the App Store for my community. So I'm not anti-tech by any stretch of the imagination. However, most of the things that take place in our membership community do not involve you watching content without me. I am live for our coaching calls. I am live for the workshops. If you want to just watch something on your own time at 2:00 in the morning, that's what the YouTube channel is for. That's why those videos are monetized and that's why those things are sponsored. Okay. So if you are coming behind the paywall, people are assuming there will be a sense of belonging because that is something that AI cannot do and will never be able to do. Okay. So those are the things that people find valuable, not just more info, more templates, more. We have to stop feeling like we haven't created enough resources to launch offers. Getting access to a human being who's going to answer questions in real time and save people time is valuable. Okay. So reframe your mindset with that. If people pay for information now, they want less general advice. They are paying for concrete outcomes. All right. So you got to think about it. If you're competing with ChatGPT, I mean, that's the one that people are most familiar with. If you're competing with a prompt where people can ask it a question and immediately get out an answer, you're not having a competitive advantage just by selling people generic information. You need to be super specific. If you purchase this offer, you're going to learn how to gain your next 1,000 subscribers. Okay. Maybe not YouTube 101. That's something ChatGPT can tell you. But ChatGPT is not going to be able to look at your YouTube channel and to tell you where you're going wrong and to show you how you need to pivot in order to get the outcomes that you want. A human being needs to do that analysis, or a human being needs to input the right things for the machine to learn. That's what they're going to pay for, not just generic info. So no more generic Instagram 101, ads 101, YouTube 101. Like, people want, if I pay money for this resource, it's very clear what I'm supposed to get on the other side of it. And all of this is what's gone into my newest offer, but that's why I want to make sure you know the thought process. Social proof is huge now in a world of deep fakes and avatars. So you have to double down on testimonials. You hear people talk about testimonials all the time. Social proof is important. But let's be real. We now have the ability to create deep fakes, to pretend like people are someone that they aren't. Okay? Where robots can create a version of yourself that can fool people into believing that you are who you say you are. So even if there aren't any deep fakes out with your face on it or your customer's face on it, as a society, we know that that's now possible. And so when you purchase from someone online, you are even more skeptical now than before. And so by you including more testimonials, by you including real outcomes that people can go and look, you're going to give people way more confidence purchasing from you. So if you haven't prioritized showing testimonials of what you've done for real people, now's the time to start. Now, there is a tool that is specifically designed to help you with this. Ali came and spoke to the membership. So if you are a Bootstrap creator and you weren't at that coaching call, we've actually started to segment out the brand partner of the month segments. So you can go back in the app and watch that directly. So if I were to go back to the app, I'll show you where to look. Let me make sure I'm logged in, because I think seeing his heart behind Senja and understanding how it can provide value to you is going to be super, super important. Okay. So when you go into the Bootstrap Biz Device app, there is a playlist called Brand Partner of the Month. And so I've had my team go in and cut out these segments where we have invited these brands to come and speak to the membership. So if you're brand new and you didn't know that was a thing, this is where they live. So there is one specifically about Senja, and it's with the founder of Senja. And so this is a specific tool designed for helping you to capture testimonials and use it in a strategic way. So literally leveraging tech to help you with the testimonial problem. So if you use lashondabrown.com/Senja, you can try it for free. But again, it is so important that you understand the value of testimonials and then strategically use them throughout your marketing to help people to overcome that skepticism. You also need to be willing to meet with people one-on-one to help them with that, because people have been burned online. I'm talking big brands like Amy Porterfield have been having, was usually not her, but it's members of her team. For some of her programs, she's actually having one-on-one calls with people to help people to understand if her program is a good fit. If she sees the value in implementing discovery calls essentially into how she sells, I guarantee this is something that would be valuable for you, even as a small business. If it's important enough for her, who has a huge reputation and has been in business for years and has made millions of dollars, it's even that much more important for you. Okay. So you can set up a system for that. Calendly is what I use. And so even if it's about me, if you want to have one-on-one time, I give up to 15 minutes to just say, hey, I'm interested in your membership. Here's what I'm hoping to get out of it. Does your membership help with this? Not only does that give you insight as to how to tweak your landing page to better explain what it is that you do, it gives you the opportunity to show them that you care from the beginning. So you got to be willing to do that, because for a lot of people, because they've been burned, they need that in order to feel comfortable spending their money with you. Collaboration is more important now than ever. So I need you to stop launching alone. Okay. Embrace affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing is essentially what I was doing, say for instance with Senja. This is an affiliate link. I am being the hype woman for Ollie and the team at Senja by telling you that Senja exists, showing you how to use it. That is driving customers to their business. Now, you can use a tool like Rewardful for you to set up your own affiliate program. You don't have to be a big business to use this big business strategy, okay? And that is what this tool is for. Now, you can try it free for 14 days, but this is what I want you to think about. You can try it for free. You can see the interface, see if it connects with the tools that you use and simplifies your life, but it does cost money. And so if you decide to use Rewardful, you have to be adamant about getting a return, at least breaking even on the monthly fee. So I believe it might be $49 for like the bottom tier. And so depending on what you sell, if you sell something that is more expensive than $49, then you only need for one customer to refer you a customer for it to pay for itself. And so you need to be in the mindset of my reward program or my affiliate program needs to pay for itself to justify the software costs. However, I'm telling you right now that the biggest brands, Amy Porterfield, again, is one that I know for a fact, is leveraging affiliates to sell what she sells. Yes, she can pay for Facebook ads. Yes, she can do webinars. Yes, she can do boot camps and post on Instagram and all this stuff. But I'm telling you right now, some of the biggest brands out there are leveraging the power of referrals through affiliate programs to launch their offers. The last time I did my LinkedIn masterclass, I did not market it much publicly. I actually collaborated with 15 other business owners who serve the same community, and I marketed in their newsletters. I was testing the strategy. Will newsletter sponsorship help me to sell these spots? And that was the first time that I was able to sell a training for $97 and not feel bad about it at all, because I packed it full of value and they saw the value and saw it enough that they were willing to share with their community. So again, I want you to be thinking about collaboration. I want you to be thinking about, can you hop on someone's newsletter? Can you do a podcast? Can you go live with somebody? Can you set up an affiliate program to reward your current audience for sharing about you? But this idea of operating your business in a silo when AI exists is a fool's errand. Like, you are not going to get as far as you used to competing with the output that people have leveraging the power of AI to make content. So leveraging real people to tell real stories about your real brand is really important. Okay. So I'm going to hop in the comments. Now that I've kind of given the context of my thoughts on AI and what's happening, I want to literally walk you through the beginnings of the funnel for my next offer. So you can see how I'm using technology to do this, and then you can implement it on your own. For those of you who are new to me, I am a Flodesk partner. I'm a Flodesk University instructor. And so when I talk about email marketing, 9 times out of 10, that's the platform I'm going to be talking about. More than likely, if you're not using Flodesk, you are using a service that has similar features, but I'm always going to demo in Flodesk because that's what I use and that's who I'm partnered with. My link, LaShondaBrown.com/Flodesk, will give you a free trial for 30 days, and it will also get you 50% off your first year. So it's a great deal. They don't charge you more money based on the size of your list. And so after testing a bunch of different tools, that's the tool that I recommend, and that's the tool that I use. So just want to make that clear. All right. So I'm looking down here. I adjusted my business for done with you. That's awesome, Renee. Darlene says, yes, niche it down. Great advice. We're competing with robots, but we have an advantage to personalize and keeping it real. A robot can't keep it real. That is so true. Adrian says, so glad you said that. I've been thinking about limiting or getting rid of discovery calls. Now I'll keep them. Now, I definitely think we need to be strategic in giving people access to our time, but we also need to be understanding as to the reason why they feel the need to talk to a real person in real time. Okay. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you behind the scenes of the offer. If you want to join the waitlist for the LinkedIn Masterclass, the link is already in the description. I also put the link directly to the landing page. If you're like, girl, I want to save some money, I want to go ahead and get in right now. All right. So what we're going to do is we are going to start at the very beginning of the journey, and we're going to start with the full page form. All right. So this is a very simple full page form, and it says the only LinkedIn class you'll ever need. I'm going all in and I'm bringing in a friend. Drop your name and email address below to join the waitlist for my next live masterclass on LinkedIn coming May 22nd. You're going to absolutely love it. Now, I have been loving full page forms. And the reason why is because it's very little distraction. It's very clear what I want people to do, just name and email address. I think sometimes we get really carried away with super complicated landing pages and all this context and our headshot and our qualifications. And there is a time for that, but that time is on the sales page. If you're just trying to capture email addresses, keep it simple. Okay. So this is step one. So this is a full page form in Flodesk. This is not embedded on my site at all. And if you go to lashondabrown.com/LinkedIn class, it redirects you to this form. I do that because all of my links start with my URL. And so that keeps it really simple. But that is step one. Okay. So I am starting a wait list. And again, if we're thinking about the age of AI, there's a lot going on in the world and people's minds. And so I am marketing 2 months out. Okay. In the past, when there was less going on, I could get away with having a launch window of like 2 weeks. And I'm not hardcore selling right now, but I'm teasing things out and I'm taking people along the journey way in advance. So I think that's another thing that's changed. You have to understand that sometimes your offers aren't selling because you haven't given people enough time to hear about it. Once you start the actual offer and people start talking on social media, people are like, oh crap, I didn't even know you were doing that. If I would have known, I would have signed up. Okay. So the idea of creating a wait list and giving people an opportunity to let you know they're interested long before your hardcore selling is super important now. And again, super easy to do in Flodesk. This is just one of the full page forms. Okay. Now, this is something huge that I have changed about how I use wait lists. I even said, this is why most wait lists fail. Okay. So this is an email in Flodesk. So as soon, and if you want to see this right now, like literally right now, you can go to lashondabrown.com/LinkedIn class, or just click in the link below the video feed right now. As soon as you hit submit, I have a workflow set up in Flodesk to send you this email. And the subject line says, don't want to wait. Here's $50 off now. Here is something that I noticed. I've done this multiple times in the past. I will build a wait list and I'll get 60 people on it that are like, oh yeah, I definitely want to do your YouTube challenge. I definitely want to do your masterclass. I definitely want to do your mastermind. And by the time I'm ready to sell, they've moved on. Life has been lifing. It's not a priority anymore. They've changed their strategies. And so I think one of the big things that we mess up is we wait too late to follow up. So the purpose of this email, and I'll give you guys a better look at it, is I'm communicating to them, if you want to pre-order right in this minute, you are interested right now, even though this event is not until May 22nd, I want there to be a financial benefit for them saving their seat. And so I am offering the masterclass for $50 off what it will be. It will never be that low. The actual price is $97. So if people sign up for the wait list and they pre-order before April 22nd, they will be able to save $50. Where the climate right now is people don't have that much money to spend. So if they're actually interested in this particular class, then they are going to want to buy right now so they can lock into the price and then they don't have to worry about it. Okay. So I think this middle part of my funnel really does address the reality that people have a limited attention span and they have a lot going on. Again, because there is so much happening. And so I think if you don't have an email like this in your workflow for how you're selling your offer, I would encourage you to try this out. At some point, Flodesk now has the ability to basically templatize everything you do inside of it. I may even sell this as a bundle, but as of right now, just take inspiration from it. Okay. So that is step 2. So step 1 was that full page form. Okay. I'm capturing interest. I'm saying, okay, here's an offer. I know exactly what it's going to be. I've actually taught it one time before. I'm improving on it. If you are interested, name and email. After that name and email, they get this email that says, hey, if you're ready to take action now, you can go ahead and get $50 off. And then I take them here, which I feel like is the best part of Flodesk in this season. The ability to create landing pages that are designed to convert. So I took the landing page from the last time that I offered this masterclass and I modified it for the things that are different than the last time I taught it. So even if you attended my last masterclass on LinkedIn, this is going to be totally different. The last one was really focused on LinkedIn Live, and based on feedback, a lot of you don't want to live stream, and that's fine. I love it. Obviously, I'm here every Monday. You know, I love teaching this way, but that's not for everybody. And so I wanted to take a step back and say, okay, even if people don't go live on LinkedIn, there is so much value that they can get marketing on this platform. How can I teach them what's happening in my business? I booked South by Southwest specifically because of my LinkedIn profile. It had nothing to do with what I was doing on Instagram. It had nothing to do with my YouTube channel, which blew my mind. And so I'm like, okay, I have secured 5-figure sponsorships because of a DM to a CEO on LinkedIn. Like, it's crazy what is happening there versus the frustration on Instagram where I can't get 100 likes on a reel. You know what I mean? And I've got 15,000 followers. So all that being said, my goal is to grow my LinkedIn following to surpass Instagram so that it becomes my secondary platform. And so I have been testing out all of these different things. I've been learning so much. And so I just want to share with you guys the stuff that I am learning. On top of that, my friend Taylor, who was the head of community at Groove, has been growing her LinkedIn profile specifically. She even worked with a consultant to help her to grow. And so the two of us are teaching this session. I love to teach with other people, okay? She's phenomenal with community. She's phenomenal with virtual learning. And so my thinking is having another person who can use their profile as a case study is going to immediately add value to this. So that's one way that I improved upon the last time I did this class. Then you scroll down, and now that I have the mobile app, I can add this component. Class attendees will also receive 5 days of chat support in the Bootstrap Biz Device app. Just like I showed you earlier, I can create a channel in the app and it'll just be for people who attend the masterclass. So you can get 5 days of support within the thread. And when the 5 days are up, I just get rid of the thread and boom, you had your taste of it. Now it's gone. I don't have to make a Facebook group. I don't have to make a Slack channel. It'll be in my own app. You will also have unlimited replays of the content because I can have you rent it for free in the app. So now that I have all of this, technology that we developed, I can start to use it because the last time I did this class, the app was not ready. The app has only been around for like 3 months. And so I'm just like, oh my gosh, my life has gotten so much easier. Now I kept the structure similar in terms of how I'm teaching it, but I added in a new S. So for those of you who are members, you know that most of my curriculum is the three S's: strategy, systems, sales. What's the strategy behind it? What's the thought process? What tech do I need to execute on it? And how can I use it to make money? Okay. Last time I did this class, the fourth segment was Q&A. And the reality is I was answering questions the entire time. When we finished strategy, we took a 5-minute break and I answered strategy questions. When we did systems, I took a 5-minute break and I answered systems questions. And so instead, I am adding in a study component. And that is where we're going to be looking at Taylor's LinkedIn and doing a case study evaluation of what was she posting, how was she engaging, what was working. Okay. And so now the 4 S's are strategy, systems, sales, and study. And this format of teaching, I have polled people in the app. I've polled them on LinkedIn. I've polled them in different Slack channels I'm in. I've polled them on Instagram. It allows me to go back to what I said earlier, where people are looking for strategic outcomes. Okay. And so when I think about how this is set up, if we go back to the top of the landing page, let's see here. I say this 2-hour masterclass is specifically designed for entrepreneurs who are looking to leverage LinkedIn to grow their business online. Okay. I specify you're going to learn this in 2 hours. This is not a course that it's going to take you hours and hours to watch. It's happening in real time. You'll get the replay, but the reality is it's a 2-hour commitment. It's for business owners. It's not just for people who are trying to find a job. It is specifically about growing your business using LinkedIn. So it qualifies. What are we trying to get out of this? And so I really love that that's there. If we keep going down here, I've got testimonials from past folks that I have coached. And so I have that there. I'll be honest with you, I will be replacing these testimonials with testimonials specifically about this LinkedIn masterclass. I think that's a common thing that a lot of people go, oh man, I don't have any testimonials because this is the first time I'm doing it. You can have character-based testimonials where people talk about the experience of being coached by you, even if your offer is new. Ideally, though, you would have testimonials specifically about the offer. So once we get through this pass of the curriculum, I don't think I'm going to change it very much. And so I will capture testimonials immediately after, probably using aha slides, give something away as I do, and then I will update the landing page. Okay. All right. After that is a breakdown of what's included. You get the 2-hour masterclass, you get unlimited access to the masterclass replay, and you get the 5 days of community support and accountability through the app. And so again, because this is in pre-order, it is only $47. This will go up to $97 on April 22nd. At the very bottom is a blurb about me as a teacher. People are typically not going to come to this landing page who have no point of reference as to who I am. So me talking about my qualifications is not the most important thing. People want to know what's included, right? But for people who are brand new, if I have members who are referring their community to this class, they may care because they've never been taught by me. And so at the very bottom, I have that information. So to answer your question, Beth, this is all self-contained in Flodesk. This is Flodesk checkout. So that is another reason why I love Flodesk. So what happens is through Flodesk, you can create this landing page, you can create the checkout page, and then all of the money processed through it gets deposited to your Stripe account. So it never touches my main website. But what I like about it is it's built to convert. And so I don't have to worry about coding anything in my Squarespace site. I can just build the checkout page. So you have the checkout here. What you're not seeing is there's also Apple Pay and Google Pay that they just added. And what's really cool is we are going to do a upsell. And the upsell is going to be LinkedIn templates, a LinkedIn masterclass workbook for the class itself. And then I have been compiling a like running list of post ideas for LinkedIn. And I'm a little over the top. And I always feel like if I can promise something like that nobody else is going to do, it sets me apart. So I'm going to keep adding to this between now and May 22nd. And if you get the bonus, you are going to get an ebook with 260 post ideas for LinkedIn, which is enough for you to post daily every weekday of the year. Are you going to do that? Heck no. However, to have a resource to use if you are drawing a blank and you want to post content on LinkedIn that's designed to convert, this is something that makes a lot of sense, right? And so, yes, you can purchase your ticket to class for $47, but you can also add the bonus to your cart and you can get templates for my cover photo in LinkedIn. I'm going to create some other post templates and that'll be in Canva, a workbook for the class for you to go back. So you don't have to watch a 2-hour long video. You can go through, a shorter ebook as reminders of what we taught. And then you'll have, the post ideas once you go to actually apply this if you're drawing a blank. Okay. When I tell you the amount of attention to detail that I put into crap like this is next to none. And I know this because I've been a part of other people's paid offers. And I'm just like, people are cutting corners. Like they're not realizing you're competing with AI. This is the level of detail people will want in order to buy from you and not just watch a free YouTube video, because my free YouTube videos are pretty dang valuable. So because people want done for you or done with you, it impacts how my offers are crafted now. So I'm going to show you one last thing inside of Flodesk for those of you who have never used Flodesk checkout. Once people actually purchase, and let's see here, I will go to edit this. Okay. And this is something that people ask me questions about all the time. It's like, okay, cool, I paid, now what? So I have already made sure I specify now what happens. If people decide to pre-order and save that $50, I want to make sure they know, yes, your order went through. And what happens next is we're currently finalizing the curriculum for class. You'll receive updates as we get closer to our session. Thanks for snagging the discounted pre-order offer. You saved $50 on the class materials. Okay? So I took you through, we went from form to the email to, let me go back. We'll go back here to the landing page. Okay. And then they've paid, so they get this. At no point did I leave Flodesk. And that, in my opinion, is the incredible thing that's happening with the software. It is so much more than just emails right now. Okay. Email is what Flodesk is known for, but the ability to monetize your list is expanding more and more and more. There's some stuff that will be rolled out in the next couple weeks that is really going to blow your mind. But for now, this is what I can show you. They just did a whole update on workflows. So if you haven't gone in your account and looked at the workflows and updated to the new version, make sure you go check that out. But anyway, I say all that to say, I am super excited about this masterclass. I want to show you, I have a great example that I definitely want to include. This was probably my highest performing LinkedIn post so far. Let's see here. We'll scroll down here. So it's grown a little bit since I last talked about this. I think I talked about it on the coaching call. But either way, we are now at 26,655 impressions on my Canva post on LinkedIn. It has been liked over 100 times, reposted 6 times. Now, I am not promising you these kind of results for a LinkedIn page that you haven't been posting to regularly, but I do want you to know that this is possible. I want you to know that I have negotiated some incredible things in the DMs on LinkedIn. I've used it to find the right people to get in contact with for brand partnerships. It's super, super powerful. And so I'm just getting so much more out of LinkedIn, and I understand that, Instagram is where a lot of us have created accounts and we don't want to give up on those followings. I'm still posting to my Instagram. I have a completely different strategy. Right now I'm in experiment mode, so I'll report back as to what I've settled on. But I'm just changing my mindset about LinkedIn. Like, if I go to my page now, I mean, I have over 1,600 followers. And so followers are different than connections in LinkedIn, or at least they are for me. I did a post about that on Saturday, and people seem to really like that. This was the post I did about it. But essentially, I have people follow me on LinkedIn if I don't know who they are, if we haven't connected in person or they're not a member. Because I have actually had some people leverage my connections to try to get business out of people I was connected with. And so I'm very specific about connecting with people. But just like Instagram, I would love for you to follow the journey. I would love for you to get notified when I post new content, because I am treating it more like the early days of Facebook. And so, yeah, you can grow a following. Like, there are people with, 6-figure followers on LinkedIn. And I'm like, they're doing what? Like, I just had no idea. And so I just think that so many of us, even like, this is interesting. I had a conversation with a new internet friend of mine, Chris, just about the featured links. If you format these in a specific way, they'll display this way. But you have to know on the back end the little hacks for making sure that your content shows up well. Another thing is like LinkedIn newsletters. I think we've talked about this in the past, but I've got 529 subscribers to my LinkedIn newsletter that I started New Year's Day. And so if you're having trouble growing your email list, getting people to give you their email addresses, they might be more likely to opt into a newsletter on LinkedIn where they don't have to give you their email, but they do want to hear from you. And that's another opportunity for you to reach more people. So there's a lot going on over here. You can do audio only events like Clubhouse used to be. When you live stream, it creates an event. So if I go to events, you can see where the Women in Tech Roundtable that we did on for International Women's Day got over 300 views. A live stream got over 300 views on LinkedIn. And so it's just, I don't know, it's just been very interesting. Even like silly stuff like, how do you get your logo to appear beside your experience in LinkedIn? So I want to show you guys the things that I'm learning as I try to replace the role of Instagram in my business, so that you can start to take advantage of some of these tools and some of these strategies so that you can grow your business without having to feel like you have to post every day. So hopefully that all makes sense. So Beth, everything that I showed you guys for that workflow was all Flodesk. It was a Flodesk form, a Flodesk workflow, and Flodesk checkout. I customized everything. So even though I started with a template, I changed the colors, I changed the fonts, I changed the photos. So I heavily customized it, but it is a template. Let's see here. I'm currently working on a LinkedIn newsletter. Thank you for letting us know about the power of LinkedIn. Yes, I mean, it is wild. And then you guys know from the membership that we had Paulina come in from Hype HQ, which is a tool that helps to make sure you're not posting to crickets, because people will engage on your content if you just share on Hype HQ that you posted. So if you're even worried about, oh, in the beginning, I'm posting all this stuff and nobody ever sees it or nobody engages with it, we're addressing that too. So if you don't follow Taylor on LinkedIn, she actually got her newest job, I think, because of LinkedIn. But this is what Taylor's looks like. So Taylor has more than me. She has 7,700 followers. We're connected with a lot of the same people. Taylor worked for Seth Godin as her first job right out of college, and she's absolutely brilliant. And so she's doing some incredible things on LinkedIn. And so that's another reason why I wanted to partner with her, because there are some things she's doing that I didn't even realize you could do. So I think between the two of us, we're going to cover a lot of ground, and we'll have practical examples of things that we have tried that have worked well for us, that are maybe a bit more innovative than what most LinkedIn people are talking about. So hopefully that all makes sense. So, my friends, if you liked this, make sure you like it. It is helping me to grow. Like I said, we have grown by over 700 subscribers in Q1, which is awesome because content creation is my job. I know I do a lot of things, but by me increasing my numbers, it allows me to charge more for doing the same work, which is like the best part of being a content creator. But I need your help to get me there. So if you have not answered the question, do you currently use AI in your business? Let me know in the comments, because your comments count as engagement for YouTube and helps YouTube push this out in front of more people. I would also love for you to become a member so that I can literally get all up in your business. What I love about the Bootstrap creators versus Star students is now I have a database where when people come in as a member, they let me know what they're trying to grow in their business. There's 6 different areas. And based on those areas, I add you to the different cohorts. So for those of you who haven't taken advantage of this, who are members, let me log in here real quick and remind you how this works. We'll go this way. And if you have not been assigned to the things that you're trying to grow, let me know. I think I'm caught up, but just in case. So we'll go here. Okay, so if you go back into the app, I also added some new channels. So let's just do like a quick recap. So what you see under public is what is public to everybody. So you don't have to have a paid membership to see that. So you will see welcome, where I share little updates like the co-working session, people who are new. Sometimes I'll poll you guys in here so you can see 53% of you said masterclass, and that's part of why I went that direction. Free events, posting those here so you know what you can attend without having to be a paid member. I started this channel, weekly recap, to let you know what I did that week in terms of new content, because I create a lot of stuff. So that way you can see in one spot, here's what she did. Here's something that's relevant to me. Let me go check that out. And then tools I'm testing is something everybody can see. Okay. And so there's information about Hype HQ in there. There's information about Rewardful that we talked about. Skip is phenomenal. I have started applying for grants through Skip. It's a great way for you to try to get free money for your business through business grants. So if you have not created a Skip account, you've never even heard of it, I heard about it from Alan, you can go to Tools I'm Testing in the app and use my affiliate link to support me. But these are just things I'm testing. So as I start to stumble across them, for those of you who are speakers looking for opportunities, I find You Close is a great tool to use for that. Passion fruit is how I show people what my rates are and what my stats are as a content creator to book brand deals. So that's what passion fruit is. So a lot of these tools that you haven't heard of, I like to test them before I put them on the tools page. And so as I start to vet the tools, if it looks good, then I'll post it on that thread. Underneath that is where you can see on the side here, on the left-hand side, that is where I am putting content for the Bootstrap creators. So if you are not a creator, you won't see those channels. So there's announcements. There's a new channel for affiliate resources for those of you who are in the affiliate program. That's where I'll be sharing templates and things you can help promote to drive people to your link. There's a tab for you to celebrate your wins. We'd love to support you. So if something cool happens, share it there. Content inspiration, as I see content that I think is really helpful, whether someone made a template or put out a good prompt, I just drop it in there. Half the time, the stuff that gets dropped in the app comes from me walking my 2 miles in the morning on my walking pad. So as I'm on my walking pad, I've got the Bootstrap app open. And as I'm watching stuff that I think is useful, I'm sharing it into the relevant channels. If you guys want to work together, like I said, community is going to help you launch these offers. Post it in the member collabs. Member perks. If you missed it, I negotiated 3 months free of NG. The information on how to claim that is under member perks. I'm going to start doing that more often, trying to get stuff for free for you guys, and I'm keeping track of it in that channel. You got a suggestion for a tutorial, the tutorial suggestion box. So I won't go through all these channels, but like, this is how I care for people when they're a paying member. YouTube is very much allowing you to see me as an educator, get to know me. But at the end of the day, where you can really grow your business and get my feedback, it's within the app. You can also direct message me. So if you have a specific question, I've had people ask me about their setting up their Gmail or a question about Squarespace or whatever. Like, this is how you get access to me. So I highly recommend that you guys use the code LIVE15. Like I said, you can start as a STAR student and, get your 15% off and just come to all the workshops. Next month, Lex is going to be teaching about how to monetize your newsletter. And actually, we already made the ad for that. So I will start showing that probably next week because that's coming up in a few weeks. So that's our topic for next month. If you are trying to make money directly off your newsletter, that'll be a great one for you to watch. Okay, would this workshop help a LinkedIn novice or would this be above my head? That is a great question. I would say it would help a LinkedIn novice because my goal is not to overwhelm people and you can always watch the replay. So I am not going to blow you away with information and you can always rewind. So I would say yes, it would definitely help you. I'm definitely going to go beyond what you would know as a novice because I want it to be valuable, but it's not going to be overwhelming. I can reassure you that. Okay, let's see here. I use AI for researching grammar. I use AI collectively to get my ideas and thoughts together. I use it for my business. Okay, awesome. So I think at this point, many of us are leveraging AI in some way, shape, or form. I think the biggest thing for me is I look at it as a way to get the mundane tasks off my plate and to automate things that I don't want to do manually, but it's not originating my ideas. I'm never going to AI to create my slide deck and all of the things I'm going to say. I might ask it to help me find pictures or create the template or whatever, but it's my original thoughts going in there. So that's just how I look at it. A wealth of information. I need to strategize which platforms would be more powerful without me being there daily. Yes, I use AI in my business for ideology. I will say every platform is going to benefit from you posting more often. It's just that certain platforms have a longer shelf life for the content. Okay. So every platform will want you to use it more because that's just how they make their money is by having your attention. However, say for instance, you post on Instagram, typically, you can tell. It's like after a while, like you're getting no likes, you're getting no comments, nobody's looking at it. I've got YouTube videos that are years old that are still making me money. I think my most popular video on my channel was posted in 2022 and has generated like over $3,000. And I know that because of a reel I did the other day, but it's still making me money right now. And it was posted 3 years ago. So in my opinion, YouTube has the longest shelf life. LinkedIn, actually, it lasts a decent amount of time. Usually my posts will get like anywhere from, 3 to 5 days before I feel like the engagement kind of tanks. And then you'll have things like Pinterest kind of last a decent while. I think YouTube has the longest shelf life. But what I like about LinkedIn is that if a post starts to get traction, I just kind of take a pause from posting and just kind of let it continue I'm like that one I showed you. I let it continue to grow. And then when I see the engagement take off, then I feed another piece of content into the platform. So that being said, now you have seen the workflow. And so the clock starts to count down to the masterclass. So our live streams will be relevant to that topic of getting ready for the masterclass. Now, I do have a friend coming on in April to do a book talk. And so that will interrupt our journey of getting this class ready. But the link is already in the description for you to join the waitlist. So if you are interested in popping into class, I'd love to have you. If you'd like to become a member and get 15% off, use the code LIVE15. And I am going to get in the car, drive to Northern Virginia, and spend the week at Signature CEO teaching. So if you are following me on LinkedIn, you will see a lot of content there of the behind the scenes of what I'm learning from them, how I am navigating teaching in person. I'm so used to teaching virtually. I love being in a place where I can see my students learning in real time. So that's going to be a blast. I've got a lot planned for them and I'm really excited about it. So that's what I'll be doing this week. So if you email me and you get my autoresponder, that is why. I'm in conference mode. But I'm just really, really grateful that I think at some point I had like up to 25 people here live. So thank you so much for coming. Mondays at 10, you'll find me here unless I'm out of town. And heck, even when I was in Austin, I figured out a way to make it work. So more than likely, I'll be here Mondays at 10. So don't forget to like this video if you liked it and subscribe if you want to see more. So as we like to say on the channel, until next time, ta-ta for now.